Hi, it is February the 18th, and I figured I should give a brief update on at least some of the bits that I haven't shown in a while. There's one thing I'm missing. Where did I put it though? Where did I put it? I have to think about where I put it and then I'll just grab it after. But first we're going to start with what I've been working on. A bit more than on other projects. We're going to start with the Camp Craft Shawl by Stevie West, which is one of my 12 cast-ons, which turned into a baker's dozen, and I am on color number 2. That's the front. And this is where I'm at. I have started fading into the second color, and this was a ton of fun so far, but now I'm afraid we've reached the point of this being a little big, basically, for bringing it along. So I hope that I'll just find plenty of time taking it with me on the couch, basically. But yeah, this is a fun shawl. There's 3 colors total, and it gets progressively darker, obviously. For this one right now, I'm in the mid-tone color, and I'm going to continue on with the same pattern, in essence, as it is, as far as I understand it. And then you fade into the last color, and then the last color has almost dragon scale kind of zigzaggy parts at the bottom as the border in the last color. So that's pretty damn cool. So I'm really happy about that. I have a little bit of yarn left from the first color, and I may or may not already have a plan for that. Then I have, let me actually dig under. Then I have the Checkerplate tee, and I had only done basically the cast on this. Last time I showed it, I've gotten a bit further. It is still very, very, very curly. I am now at this point, so we have about 1 inch that I've knit up. And yeah, this is one that I definitely need to sit down on because it is all over pattern, and I have not yet figured out what exactly the pattern repeat is. It's a longer repeat. I think it's probably like 20-ish rounds where you actually do something plus the same amount of rest rows, give or take, I would estimate. So it is quite some work that you need to put in, and quite some effort, but it's so worth it in the end, I think, because it looks so damn cool. And then the other project I just stuffed in this project bag for convenience last night is the Sheena blouse by Poison Grrls. Now with the Sheena blouse, I'm knitting this in Filcolana Merci in a cream soda kind of color, I want to say. It is color 616. I had a brain fart with this, and I don't remember if I actually mentioned it or not, but basically I did the back part. So you do the back part first, including all the shoulders and stuff, and then when you finish with the underarm shaping, you pick up for the front, like you do often with this kind of construction. And I completely blanked on the fact that it had a lace pattern also going down the center back. So, long story short, I didn't notice this until I was almost finished with the front. So, I was waffling back and forth for approximately 15 minutes only. If I wanted to just call it, fine, and it just has the lace pattern in the front and we're good to go, but alas, I could not, I did not want to, and so we're back. I pulled the needle out. I used a smaller needle. I used one of my sock needles to pick up stitches, roughly like as close to the cast-on edge as I could. And now that was really tricky because there's short rows involved. There is the fact that I had already picked up the stitches for the front and had finished the entire front, so I couldn't just rip it back all the way because then the front top stitches would have been, you know. Anyway, yeah, so it was a pain and a half, and it took a long time, but I am 2 rows from refinishing the back part. So, with this backstory given, here we go. So this does roll up still, but in essence, please ignore my nail, I tore it. This is the center lace part, and this is the back for the lace. So it's super pretty. Let me see if I can. It still definitely needs some blocking, and then it's going to look a ton better. If I hold it like that, you can maybe have a rough idea as to what it looks like. And yeah, this is a ton of fun. While I can't, well, I mean, I also didn't put in any effort, but like I couldn't figure out the repeat and just like go based off memory at any point in time. But I would basically just open it up for the first bit of it. And as soon as I did that, I could do the rest on my own, and that way it made it just super duper easy, and it was a ton of fun to work on already. So I don't think this is going to take that much longer unless I run into another snafu. And then I have my Yume here. This is the shirt by Isabelle Kraemer, which I'm knitting in the Lino Muka, which is a Wollen Berlin yarn. It is 100% linen, made in Lithuania, and the Yume is a shirt that can be knit with long or short sleeves as far as I understand it, and it has a lace section in the yoke, and the rest is just a plain shirt, but it's really nice and drapey. I thought the lace yoke was really pretty and relatively simple. And I think that's exactly what I want with, oh my god, I'm almost losing stitches, with this yarn. So I am very close to the point where I think I'm going to put this on hold and just block it briefly, because I want to see how the yoke stretches out and how it's going to, washing it will affect the length of the yoke and the stitch definition, because I've noticed that with this yarn, when I was blocking the swatch, it made quite a bit of a difference. And I just want to make sure it's not going to, the yoke's not going to be too deep, because it calls for 8 inches and then some, I think 8.5 or something like that for my size. And yeah, I don't want it to be too deep of a yoke, because I don't want my sleeves to start down here. That's not my style. I don't like it. This is already like deep enough, to the point where it at times annoys me. But let me show you where I'm at. So I am this far. I'm very close to the sleeve divide, so I'm very close to also blocking this. I've had a lot of fun with it. This was a very repetitive pattern because of the very short repeat for the lace chart. This was something I had been taking with me for commuting knitting quite a bit, including today, and right now it's just round and round for the rest of the yoke. And I measured it briefly, I think yesterday sometime, to see how far I am, and I had quite a bit to go still, so I was like, hey, whatever. But yeah, this is where I'm at with the Yume, and now I'm gonna go and actually go and find that last project that I was looking for. Alright, so the other project I have been working on is that I've made some decent progress on is my Love Note by Tin Can Knits. And I am past the sleeve divide, so I've knit about 2 inches for the body already, and then I set it aside because I'm basically currently deciding on whether I want to start with a new ball of mohair on the body, or if I should take a break on the body and quickly do the neckline, because I think that would be something that would be nice to finish off and to work on, but for the time being I'm undecided, so I just put this aside for the last week and a half or so, maybe 2 weeks. But this is where I'm at. I'm working this on relatively small needles because I feel like this way I'm faster knitting around and around for the body, and yeah. it's a lot of fun, and it's the lace was very intuitive, and on top of that, it just it flies by with those big needles. So that is really nice. So this is it for the update for my 12 cast-ons. But I also started my January socks from the Kelsey Mendes star sign zodiac club for this year. And January was Aquarius, and Aquarius I opened up and I was just astonished. I was in love. I knew I had to knit some socks up with these very soon for myself, and I started, and I'm still in love, and I'm not at the heel, and oh, I'm also using the shoot, drawing a blank. It's the pattern by KF Jones, the Fairground socks. This is where I'm at. So this is the ball of yarn, the cake. Super duper pretty. And this is where I'm at with the sock. I am on 40 rounds, I believe. What? I can just check here. Yep, I'm at 40 rounds. 50, pardon me. 20 or so for the ribbing, and then 50 for the leg. So I'm at the point where I need to start the heel, and I've been going back and forth between, do I want to do the heel in the same color, or do I want to use a contrast color? But I think this color, it needs to be the standout, the solo baby, along with this awesome pattern. So I'm just gonna be okay in this case, I think, with interrupting the color, the striping for the heel, and I'm gonna start the sock heel very soon. And yeah, so I want to briefly show these as well, because I hadn't made that much progress and I hadn't even shown them like just caked up or anything yet. So that is that. And then oh, the last thing I wanted to update was for my diary was that I taking part in a test knit for the Selina Shirt. It's a German test knit for Tanja, and I've ordered yarn for it. I have, so it's, long story short, it is a summer yarn, fingering weight, light fingering to maybe almost like a heavy-ish lace. Roughly, what, 600 meters per 100 grams. Pattern, plus you hold it with the Rico Make It Bloomchen. So it's a flower paillette situation, and it just looks stunning, and it's just very pretty, and it has a lace pattern as well. And if you haven't noticed, I have maybe a thing for lace patterns at the moment. So yeah, I'm waiting on the main color. I have the Make It Bloomchen here. I've always wanted to make a fun project with it, and now that I've seen this and it calls exactly for the Make It Bloomchen, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And hopefully the yarn is coming shortly, because that'd be awesome. So that is where we're at with the current status of my knitting. And what I didn't show is the finished socks, I guess. But we'll do those later this week or the weekend. Minus my brother's socks, because I only have a photo. But I digress. So that's where we're at for February the 18th, and I'll be back later in the week. Today is February the 27th already. So time has flown by, and I was really rather busy with the whole going into the office, dealing with all the issues that we had going on with not just the general stuff, but also like end of term, and yeah, also some public transportation issues that were a pain in the butt. But I did get some knitting done. So right next to me on this wonderful rocking chair that used to be my mom's, I have a bunch of projects that have seen some progress. And I'm going to start with what was, for a good part of the time, my train knitting. And these are my Fairground socks by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. Yeah, what can I say? I am still insanely sad about Dan's passing. Dan has been such a fun person. He was... In essence, I feel like he was one of those people that you just like because he always seemed so kind and so genuinely interested in all things like knitting techniques, but also history. And I loved seeing his sections of the Bakery Bears video show where he was talking about British history when he was taking us along on his tours, and really giving in-depth super information that I was just fascinated by. And so yeah, it's been quite a shocker to see Kay's announcement and to just think about the loss that they are going through as a family. And I had, right before the news hit, cast on these socks, and yeah, it's been... I enjoy knitting the pattern, and I know that it's a great pattern for self-strapping yarn, but it's on top of everything. It was just such a weird timing in a way for me. So, yeah. I am... This is from Ant, by the way. This is a Nicole C. Mendez yarn colorway that is from the Zodiac collection that she has going this year, where each month you get a new one. This is January's, which is Aquarius. And I think this is this is probably nowhere near Dan's colors, but like knitting case pattern just felt different this time around. I have other socks in this particular pattern, among others, that I totally love, but knitting this one, it just felt different this time around, which I think is maybe also part of why this is not done yet. So this is still sock number 1. But yeah, I want to finish this, and I will most likely think about Dan the entire time I knit these, and even after. And yeah, I just hope Kay and Bryony, their daughter, they have a good support system, and yeah, in such a sad time, such a horrible sad time. Yeah. And I have this in a Hercules bag by Fate's Thread, which was my go-to bag maker while she was making bags. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, this all feels kind of like small considering, you know. The next thing I cast on that I haven't even shown y'all yet is the qualifier sock for Sock Madness, and this is by Shuyi, I believe. I'll put it down here. These are the newspaper socks, and they are a tartan pattern. This is where I'm at. This is only sock number 1, and they have to be submitted by Sunday. So yeah. My problem was that the pattern came out on Carnival, and Carnival for me here means that we're kind of busy. And we did a lot of fun things, and I couldn't cast on right away, and then I was like, oh, but I would rather have, it said 50 grams should be in theory fine for the main color, but like, I don't know, maybe I should just trusted the process and said I'll go with one of the 50 gram skeins I have, but I didn't, and then I had to find a time to actually go into the yarn store to buy some yarn. And yeah, this is when I got the darker green here. So this is the front. I have not done the red line going down yet. I've done it on the back though, because that one I needed to finish before I started the heel, the way I understood it. So we've done the back already, so this looks really fun. It's challenging. You have to really think, and there's no rest rows really, unless you want to count that one red row and then that one white row. Otherwise there's like no rest for the wicked. And but it's fun. I enjoy knitting these, and I will probably only be a cheerleader this year because I can't finish both socks, but I think I'm still able to finish this sock at least by the deadline on Sunday. So there is that. Let me put this up here actually, because that's gonna come with me straight away. Then I blocked my, oh lord, I'm losing stitches. Sheesh. Okay. I pre-blocked my Yume by Isabelle Kraemer, and I love it. This is where I'm at. I'm about an inch away from the sleeve divide. I tried it on, and that was part of why I was like, I want to actually block this and take a peek, because while I am at gauge, I was not sure how deep the yoke depth is going to be, and I didn't want it to be too deep. So I wanted to make sure that I had washed this and I had seen what the fabric, the yarn does, because this is 100% linen yarn. So yeah, I did that real quick and just took a peek. So this is getting there, and this is probably going to be my train knitting in the coming week. Then I have, oh, I'm dropping, I need it, oh well, we'll be careful. Then I have a, well, let's call it a test knit. It kind of is a test knit for a stole, for a shawl, like a rectangular shawl for my local yarn store. And double check this is the right side. So this is knit upwards. So you have the full length of stitches that you, is it cast on? Yeah, I think it's cast on. It's crochet. You chain the full length of stitches. So this is approximately 5'3" long, and it is this really pretty pattern. Now, I'm no expert crocheter by all means, but I wanted to give it a shot, and this is a color changing yarn. And I will probably need a second cake of these, but this is what it looks like. This is a Cesia Iride colorway, which is 100% cotton. It feels super soft. So this is going to be very nice for summer, for the warmer temperatures, if you want just something around your shoulders. Maybe because it's too cold in the office because they've cooled it down too much, or because the train is just too cold. Stuff like that, you know. So I feel like this is going to be nice to have for then. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. I am 7 rows in, I believe, cast on the chain plus 7 rows, give or take, and it's fun. I like it. I'm crocheting this on a B hook, which is a 2.25 millimeter hook. Apparently I'm a loose crocheter. And then the last one I can show you is one that I'm not 100% certain if I showed it last time. I believe I did, but just in case, I wanted to briefly show it. I'm like 90% sure I showed it. Alas. This is the, put the ends in. This is the Sheila blouse by Poison Girls. It is joined in the round, and this is something I really want to try on, probably actually today, because I want to see where it's hitting right now before I continue on with the decreases. So this is a, it stops right around like your waist-ish, a little lower, and it's supposed to really emphasize that waist shaping. So it's going to decrease quite a bit, and I think the way my size is decreasing is going to be probably a bit too much for me, for my liking and for my body, so I'm going to have to figure out the decreases myself. So I'm going to actually try this on and do some measurements and then do some math to figure it out completely, because that is something that at this point I have a rough idea how to do, and we'll figure it out. But this is like, it's so much fun. I can't wait for this color. It's going to be cool for when it's warmer even. You can probably tell I'm already wearing short sleeves, and I have the window open because it's so nice outside today. Now, that being said, I also have a test knit, and with that test knit came some trials and tribulations. I am testing for Tanja the Selina Shirt, which is a gorgeous, stunning, thank you for telling me about it, Helga, shirt that is knit in a lace yarn, a silk yarn that is held with the Rico Designs Make It Bloomchen, which is a thread, a very thin thread that you carry along with your regular yarn, and it has flower-shaped paillettes, like, you know, on it. So this is going to be really fun, and it came with trials and tribulations because I ordered the yarn and I couldn't find the original yarn that was used by Tanja. So I looked around and I figured out that I was going to try using Itokinu, which is a barrette silk yarn for it. Now, little did I know that when I ordered it, the yarn store I ordered from did not have the entire amount of yarn that I wanted in stock. I didn't find that out until about a week after I ordered, and it was like, well, it should be here within the next few days, and then we'll send it off to you right away. So I was like, and I was waiting and waiting, and then on Wednesday, I decided that I still haven't received shipping notification. I was just going to see if I could get another quantity of yarn for this project, and I would just cast on whichever one came first. And part of this was also because Tori Yu had brought out the tester call for her upcoming shirt that is equally stunning, and so I was like, you know what, either I will maybe do 2 of the Selina tee or the Selina shirt, or I will do Selina and I will do Tori's, and we'll just figure it out. Lo and behold, 15 minutes-ish after I placed the order, the other yarn shipped, and I got the notification. Yay! So now I have the Itokinu here, and the other one is has shipped, and it should arrive probably tomorrow. But I've already tested, swatched with the Itokinu, and that one worked out perfectly on a US 2, I believe. Yes, on a US 2. A 2.75 millimeter needle, and it just works perfectly. I could probably go up to a US 2.5 or 3 millimeter needle, which is what the pattern calls for. Apologies. I could probably go up because I imagine it's going to stretch lengthwise from the weight itself when I have the complete garment, and then the stitches would compress a bit more, and then I have more stitches within the 4 inches. So I'm still debating on if I'm going to do that or not. I have the needle here, I have the right needle size here. My swatch is fine, but again, I also know that with the weight of the garment, usually it stretches downwards a bit, and that then shrinks the number of stitches again. So I'm a little torn. But the Selina tee has this gorgeous lace pattern going down the shoulders, onto the short sleeves, and then also down the side of the garment. Utterly stunning. The yarn itself. Wait, I have the small swatch here. So I have the little swatch that I knit up here, that is still intact, because this one I cut off because it was a little tricky to unravel this one here. So you can probably hopefully see the paillettes. There we go. So these are all flower shaped. Totally stunning. So much fun. And like I have this sitting on my clothes stand, my drying stand right there. Still, and whenever I walk in and turn the light on, or if the sun is shining in, you just see it sparkle. And that's just so cool. But yeah, this is going to be a neutral. I don't usually wear all that many neutrals, but this one is really nice and fun, and I think it's going to be fine. It's potentially a tad cooler than I wanted it to be. So for reference, this is the colorway Caravan. It looked much warmer on all of the websites I saw it on, so that's a bit of a bummer, but I think it still works as a neutral if I wear a definitely my color kind of like bottom, or if I wear like a small little scarflet or something, like it'll work fine, I think. So yeah, we've got this here, and this is going to be really fun. I can't wait. I'm probably gonna cast this on later today for real, and then we'll see. But like I said, until then I have to make up my mind on whether I'm going to go with my gut feeling that this is going to stretch the length of the stitches and thus decreases the width the stitches have as I'm knitting. So we'll see. I might go down to 3.0 millimeter US 2.5 just because it's such a minute difference, and on top of that it is probably more accurate to how the stitches are going to behave as I'm blocking and wearing, especially. In terms of the fabric, they're both fine. I tried swatches with both of them. It's just a matter of like figuring out what I prefer and what I think the fabric is going to do as I'm wearing it. So that being said, I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna get back to knitting. Until then.